I want to talk about the energy price cap for a moment, because as we're all aware, the war, the US war with Iran, the US-Israeli war with Iran has already seen a massive spike in fuel prices, and we're going to have the announcement of the new energy price cap, I think, in the next few days. I think it's Wednesday. I believe the forecast is that energy bills are going to rise by something like £200 in July. And then we've still got to talk about the winter cost crunch. I'm joined by Sabrina Hock from the energy expert at Uswitch. Morning, Sabrina.
Good morning, Matthew.
Nice talking to you. The energy price cap at the moment is £1,641, I believe. How far off is that figure from where we're heading, do you anticipate?
Yeah, you're right. Wednesday is when we get the official announcement of what the July price cap will be. For now, the latest prediction is that it will increase to £1,850. So that's a huge 13% increase on the April price cap. Now, as you say, the volatility in the wholesale gas market is the reason, or the main driver behind this increase in the price cap. And what's more worrying is that when we enter the colder months and when we enter October, when the next price cap is announced, we're expecting that to remain high. So the most expensive thing that customers could do right now is doing nothing. So if customers did want a bit of certainty and locking in their prices to avoid any wild swings in their bills, the best thing they could do right now is to run a comparison and see if they can get themselves onto a fixed tariff.
Do you want to even speculate on where we might be come October?
So it's a very, very early read, and it's almost crystal ball gazing at the moment. But we're seeing, so we're expecting it to remain high, and early read is above 1900 for that October price cap. So again, increasing once again, and that's because of the volatility in the market. As most people know, the global wholesale gas market has been incredibly volatile because of the disruption in the Middle East. What we're seeing is, because a lot of these kind of major regions of supply have been disrupted through various attacks and blockades, supply has decreased. There's increased competition from other markets, and it means that it's pushing prices up. And so that's what's driving these increases in the price cap. And so when the energy providers that we know at home, they essentially have to pay more for the gas and electricity that they're buying, which then just trickle down, unfortunately, into our household bills.
There's a sort of maxim that once prices go up, they never come down, and I have found it in my 60 years on this earth to be broadly true. Not quite so with energy, but if the war was to end tomorrow, and I'm mindful of the fact that Donald Trump tends to say most mornings that the war is going to end tomorrow, and most evenings that he's ready to bomb Iran to hell, but if the war was to stop tomorrow, how quickly could you foresee energy bills coming down?
So what we're seeing is that suppliers are very reactive to any changes in the market, but it remains very unlikely that the war is going to end tomorrow. And what we're expecting is a bit of a prolonged period of prices increasing. Prices are changing all the time. And so for customers to actually shield themselves and to protect themselves against this volatility, the best thing they could do, especially those customers that are on a default standard variable tariff, which is around most of us in the UK, around 60% of us in the UK, those customers are going to be impacted by any sort of wild swings and upticks in the price cap as a result of this conflict. So the best thing for those customers to do, if they wanted that certainty and they wanted that peace of mind, is to look at running a quick comparison, takes minutes, and to see if they can actually lock in their rates for a certain period and give themselves that peace of mind that any sort of changes in this conflict, which doesn't look like it's ending tomorrow, will actually not impact their energy bills.
I know that nearly 1 in 4 households feel powerless about rising energy costs. I'm already painfully aware of people in my local community who have struggled with heating bills in recent times. What advice can you offer those households who will be thinking, even with the price cap, I'm not going to be able to meet those kind of bills?
Yeah, so for those customers, first of all, for any service, if any customers are worried about paying their bills, they should always contact their provider first to see if there's anything they can do to help them. So that's across all different services and not just energy. And then for the most vulnerable of customers, it's likely there has been mention that the government could help, and it's likely that the government, if they are going to help, will help the most vulnerable. But for those customers that could take action and help themselves, and rather than waiting for the government for any help, those customers are the ones that should have a look at whether they could actually move on to a new tariff, move on to a fixed tariff, and see if they can bring their bills down, because that will protect them and give them that kind of certainty and security that their bills aren't going to be increasing as much as what the price cap is dictating.
One final one, and again, it's even more crystal ball gazing. I mean, I'm thinking about the winter. We've got the energy price cap review in October. Thinking it might be heading up towards £2,000. Where on earth will we be in the new year? I mean, is it just going to keep going up?
As things stand, it's looking like it will remain high. So, like I said, October's still very crystal ball gazing. The next announcement after that will be January 1st. Yeah. Looking like it will remain high, if not increase. And the difference is, and why it's so critical in the winter, is obviously we're going to be using a lot more gas and electricity to keeping our households and our homes warm. So that compounding effect of the unit rates increasing on top of just more usage means that our bills will go up. So you're right, it is still very, very volatile. It remains very uncertain. And so if customers wanted that certainty, just by running a quick comparison, which takes a few minutes, customers could protect themselves from these wild swings and see if they can lock in their rates for a bit longer.
Sabrina Hock demonstrated an expert knowledge, as one would want from an expert at Uswitch. It's deeply troubling, isn't it? I mean, it is deeply, deeply troubling. I can think of a lot of people who are going to struggle through this winter, and I don't know what we're going to do. 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 I don't know what we're